In the matter of state represented by Deputy Superintendent of Police Vigilance and Anti-Corruption Chennai City Department versus G. Iswaran, Supreme Court allowed the appeal and gave the opinion that the reasoning adopted by High Court for interdicting the criminal proceedings is contrary to well-established principles laid down by the court. Therefore, it set aside the judgment while reiterating the correct position of law and restored CC number 30 2013 to record of Court of Special Judge Prevention of Corruption Act cases Chennai for continuation of trial from the stage the trial was interdicted. Since the matter pertained to the check period 2001 to 2008, Supreme Court requested trial court to conclude the trial as expeditiously as possible. The relevant facts of the case are that the respondent joined government service as a surveyor in 1980 and was working as assistant director with the Nagarkoil local planning authority at the relevant time. Upon receipt of complaint that the respondent is hoarding assets disproportionate to known sources of income earned during check period 1 January 2001 to 31 August 2008, an investigation was conducted which revealed that he had acquired assets worth rupees 26,88,057 disproportionate to his income. An FIR bearing number 11 AC 2009 was registered under Section 13(2) read with 13(1)(e) of the Prevention of Corruption Act on 27 July 2009, and the state government granted Section to prosecute the respondent on 8 July 2013. After investigation, charge sheet was filed on 23 September 2013. Respondent filed a discharge application under Section 239 CRPC before Special Court Chennai, which came to be dismissed by order dated 27 January 2016. While deciding the discharge application, Special Court considered the matter in detail and noted that the prosecution has in fact accepted the explanation regarding the valuation of the house owned by the respondent at Pune Nagar and revised the amount from rupees 17,19,541 to rupees 10,48,861 after leaving out the value of first floor constructed after the check period and the value of asset with respect to the loan of rupees 3 lakh obtained by respondent's wife for purchase of car from Kotak Mahindra. Ultimately, total value of disproportionate assets was modified from rupees 43 lakh 78,383 to 37 lakh 7,703 and thereafter to 26 lakh 88,057. On other hand, explanation with respect to non-deduction of the claim of income earned by wife through real estate business, gift said to have been received by respondent's daughter from her grandfather, and income said to have been earned by respondent's son were not interfered with on basis of prima facie finding. Court said that there is no doubt that High Court committed an error in quashing the prosecution on ground that the sanction to prosecute is illegal and invalid. In conclusion, court said that we find the objection raised in revision petition against special court's order dismissing the discharge application were identical to the grounds raised in the petition under section 482 CRPC from which present appeal arises. Second, apart from being congruent and overlapping, respondent could not demonstrate any material change in facts and circumstances between the dismissal of the revision petition by High Court and filing of the quashing petition under Section 482 CRPC. Third, the validity of the sanction can always be examined during the course of trial, and problems due to typographical error as alleged by the state could have been explained by producing the file at time of trial. Fourth, it is settled that a mere delay in the grant of sanction for prosecuting a public authority is not a ground to quash a criminal case.